families, because these are young kids. And so we want to, if they want to take time off to raise families, they should be able to do that. The benefits of this kind of a plan is that it's affordable to people of all social and economic strata, and and on top of that, they get to work wherever they really want to work. They're not constrained because of heavy debt payments, and finally, this is something that will give them, that will transfer the responsibility of payment from the past generation, from their fathers or their rich uncles, to themselves. They're the ones who are taking advantage of the education, and they're the ones who are going to pay in the future based on their income. And finally, there's a guarantee, because if they happen not to make any money from our training, then they don't pay us anything. So now we actually expect them to pay us, and on the whole, our financial projections are very, very robust. We are because we have two sources of income, two major sources of income: the placement fees and the tuition, as well as the costs in Sri Lanka are very low. So, I want to emphasize that this is a not-for-profit company, but if it were for-profit, the internal rate of return that we project is 61%. From a social point of view, I want to tell you a little bit about the social impact we make and how we will measure that. So, 4,600 unemployed women will be trained by ICAN, and these 4,600 young people will enter the healthcare workforce and around the world. A consulting company, McKinsey, estimates that each healthcare worker that enters the workforce on the average saves a life a month. Now on this basis, on this measure, we would save, ICANN's graduates would save 160,000 lives in just 10 years. And they would also make 85 million patient contacts over that time. These graduates will earn about $800 million, and they will remit back $80 million to their families and communities. And intangibly, of course, there's a plethora of benefits. We empower women, as Kavita told you. The assets of women are underrepresented, and so this will help them achieve, build assets and achieve high earning potential. The world's healthcare resources are improved dramatically. We provide education and leadership training for women and allow them to really make an impact in the world, and empower them to really make an impact in the world. Sri Lanka's economic development is enhanced because there's a lot of these remittances go back to the country in foreign exchange, and the local communities benefit from remittances as well. So now I want to tell you a little bit of what we've done so far, and then tell you what our plans for the future. And we really the starting point, you might say, is our meeting with the First Lady of Sri Lanka, who really encouraged us to start this program. She really loved this idea, and she saw a lot of benefits for many different communities, and she introduced us to a lot of people within Sri Lanka, including the Health Secretary of Sri Lanka, who has given us permission to use government hospitals for training. And as I told you, this is a very, very important aspect of nurse training. Without this hands-on nurse training, you know, a nurse, you can have all the theory in the world, but without the hands-on training, you can't become a nurse. So our curriculum was designed by Dr. Judith McFarland. She's a professor at TWU, Texas Women's University. Is the largest women's nursing university in the United States, and she's a very well-known professor. She's written 6 textbooks, many papers. She came with us to Sri Lanka on her own time and money, because she so strongly believed in this program and helped convince the authorities there. And our curriculum has now been approved. The First Lady told us that she could open any door for us, but we'd have to go talk to the nursing union if they posed a problem. You know, so we did, and the nursing union endorsed us, and the president is now an advisor to ICAN. We have recruited a number of people, including a dean, and we've got space ready to go. We've got a signed MOU at very favorable rental rates. Last year, the MIT Venture Mentors chose us as one of 7 business plans out of a field of 150 to mentor us, and you know, we are the only social venture that they're mentoring. And most recently, we actually, this news is just a week and a half old. We had gone to Switzerland, and we met with Novartis, and they have agreed to work with us to develop a curriculum for their needs and hire our graduates and to give them internships and training as well. So we really, and this is the healthcare employer that, you know, is I think it's the 20th largest company in the world, and they have a presence in 140 countries, and they use a ton of nurses for drug development and so on. So, you know, people, like I said, everybody loves the idea and, you know, wants to help us. For the future, what we have to do is complete our funding process, and I'll tell you a little more about that. We want to open our first school in 2011, and then our first graduates will graduate in 2013. We'll convert to a full school at that point for 200 students a year, and start a second school by 2015. By the end of the decade, we hope to have 5 schools in Sri Lanka operating, and then we'll start our first international school in other countries like India, Pakistan, Lebanon, Egypt, where there's also lots of unemployed young people who need training to in-demand skills and in-demand types of careers. And over the next decade, we hope to you know, replicate this and create another 10 schools. The total amount